throws him into the air duct, and then you just get like,
and it keeps going. I mean, twice he stole a car by faking that he had a car up.
Oh, how many times would
And then ran back twice.
And then she did it to him.
And then she did it to him.
He's like, oh, I don't feel good.
I also love in that scene when they're talking about the suit, and he was like, yeah, she not subtle at all, and then Michael Nouri's guy's like, nope. Welcome back to Cape Critiquers, everybody. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a like underneath this video. It really helps with how it performs in YouTube's algorithm.
All right, so we saw the second greatest movie of all time, second to Madam Web. We saw Captain America 1990. J.D. Salinger's son plays Captain America in this.
Yeah. Matt Salinger. I was trying to look at some other movies that he's been in, and I don't think a single one of them is good.
Had to give the kids something to do.
Why ruin a
it's weird.
streak?
Yeah. This might be the best movie he's ever been in, which kind of says a lot.
Yeah.
Boy.
So.
Okay.
The fighting, like,
A little sad.
I wonder if that was a part, like, I don't know if he was, like, a fighter or anything.
Doesn't seem like it, the amount of cuts that they did in every single
Well,
fight scene.
Let's give the people a little quick summary.
Mm.
Basically, it shows the origin of Captain America. It shows his love interest. It shows the arch villain, which Red Skull, right?
Yep.
Big deal. And everything in between is, I guess, something to talk about.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot
And
of
he
weird
was
stuff.
frozen.
It's
So
like
it
weirdly
touched on just about everything.
comic
that,
accurate
Yeah.
at times, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool.
The first, like, 15 minutes are, like, somewhat close to a normal movie.
Yeah.
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 Though,
I
And
would
then,
say yeah.
Well, it opens up and they're like in Italy.
yeah.
And
which
I
is weird for a
texted
superhero
Jack because
movie.
it was going on
fascist
so
Italy.
long.
I did the same
Fascist
thing.
And I was
Yeah.
like, is it supposed to be in Italian?
Thank
But that's
you.
the thing.
I did the
I
same thing. I
even
was trying to
asked-
get
Yeah.
the closed caption.
Yeah, and
going.
they're like in
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah, I was a little confused. I actually went and found a different copy of it on YouTube
That's probably why it
just
got
to
the
make
correct-
sure that, and it started the same way, you
Yeah.
know. And I was
Fascist
like,
Italy.
okay, let me go back to the original one. And
It was also
interesting.
because I even asked Dad, like, is Red Skull Italian? Since when?
Yeah, I know. That's what really
But you could
confused
say
me.
that about the whole movie. I thought Cap was born in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Now he's
Yeah.
a California
that
dude.
was in California, yeah.
Yeah.
Very strange.
He is
Very
one of
strange.
the weirdest looking Captain Americas I've ever seen.
Well, that is mostly just like the suit being insane.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
the suit
face
was-
was so weird in it, though.
But
Some-
you said it. He has rubber ears.
They're rubber ears.
Yeah, I
right.
fucking knew it.
They are
Like,
rubber
I
ears.
thought
And you
they were
picked it
real.
up originally. Yeah,
I knew
'cause
it.
you
They
even
don't
mentioned
look
it.
good.
I think his ears
flopping around.
were the least of the problems of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, like they would do like a close up so much,
I
and
know.
his face just
I know.
it's like a paper suit. It looks like.
Well,
It's like
somebody
latex
said
or
it looked like a suit that somebody picked up off for Halloween at the costume store.
Yeah, it was just
You know?
weird.
Yeah.
They would have did better painting
Well-
the suit from the comic book onto him.
Yeah.
It had. We're jumping in quick on this, but it started with a $2 to $3 million budget, which even for television programs back then
Yeah.
was
Wow.
pretty cheap.
Yeah, this is
You know?
1990-ish.
Yeah, exactly. But still, that's very cheap to make a movie. And I'll be honest, they didn't spend the dollars wisely because it was
I
done.
don't know where
no,
the budget
It was
went.
done like a high school film.
But
it was
Like I
was
some
said,
of the
the money
practical
probably
effects
went.
were
It's not
done.
like they didn't have no name people in
no,
it.
they
Yeah.
had, but that's where I think a lot of the budget went. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
You know,
you
Carl Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
yeah,
you
exactly.
know,
That's right.
for the little Peter, Michael
Yep.
Nori. Who else?
And
was
Warren
in it?
Beatty's brother, right?
Yeah,
Ned
that's-
Beatty.
Oh,
So
Ned
that's
Beatty.
Ned Beatty.
Ned Beatty
And
was
he's
in
a
it.
character actor for years. I mean, he did so much stuff.
Yeah.
Even like, I mean,
You know?
the son of J.D. Salinger is like
Yeah.
a really weird like pick to get, but
Yeah.
it's like a kind of a big name guy.
You know, in all honesty, it except for locations and stuff, it sort of followed a storyline. It was just very poorly
Yeah.
Yeah.
Executed.
executed.
Visually too.
Yeah,
I mean,
visually and everything. I mean, just some of the makeup and all that stuff was just
Well,
terrible.
if you want to talk makeup,
Yeah.
just like Red Skull.
or not
It's
even just Red
ridiculous.
Skull, even the rat in the cage
Yeah.
was pretty
Oh.
horrible too. I mean,
that was a puppet, right?
Yeah.
That had to
Yeah.
be a puppet.
Well, it was
just
like stop
terrible.
motion. I think.
yeah. And it could have been like something that somebody bought at a dollar store for a Halloween decoration or something. It was just
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So
Even
big-
for the time, it was just terrible.
Big difference from like our MCU Captain America origin.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So
obviously.
That's what I was gonna
Just-
say. Also, is like
it took 20 years from that movie to get the other Captain America. It was
Yeah.
almost
These
2
movies,
decades.
these Captain America movies, just look so good.
Yeah.
Now after watching
Oh my
them
God.
after
Yeah.
91.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
And
absolutely.
I've always thought that they were good, but like maybe I took them for granted.
Yeah. Now
I mean,
this.
you know, he's supposed to be a wholesome character and everything's nice, but
Yeah, he's
you know,
so corny.
it's just
in
a little
this
bit
movie.
too
Thank
much.
you,
It's
Mr.
just corny.
President.
Yeah,
Kind of evil.
Mr.
in this,
President.
too.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, that was just cheese.
Yeah.
All right, so the beginning of the movie, honestly, when I first turned it on, when they were talking Italian and German or
Yeah.
whatever else they were doing, I was like, wow, this is kind of violent,
It
though.
was
Yeah.
very violent.
You know, they kept shooting everybody.
They broke into this kid's house, killed his
Yeah,
entire
killed his whole
family,
family in front of him.
and then made him.
But why was he targeted? Because he was intelligent?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he could play piano.
Yeah.
And then, like, when
Because
he
he
was
could play
brought to the scientist, I almost thought, like, I thought it was, like, his son. Until, like, I looked up the plot. Because he, like, says mother.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not. It's just, like, some smart kid.
Yeah. So then
Just-
they run the experiments on him, and 7 years later it cuts to,
Yeah.
Right.
and it shows Red Skull as like
As
a
a-
40-year-old man.
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
And I was like,
I know.
wait a minute, how old was he as a kid?
I know.
And then it's very confusing.
They
Maybe
did
the
have a lot.
experiment aged him.
But even when they did it to Captain America, he came out. He looked exactly the same
Yeah.
Mhm.
as he went in.
He wasn't limping anymore.
Yeah, he wasn't limping. That was it. Dragging that leg around.
And he was the best candidate, though. And
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, well, he's a big dude. And
He
the only
is,
thing
yeah.
is he's got a limp.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it was from polio,
Yeah.
you know. So they cured that.
That's good. Yeah, they found the cure to polio. at
I don't think they gave him much
Well,
of
they
anything
lost
else,
again.
No.
but
So.
Hey, he was kind of smart in his own right, though. I mean, twice he stole a car by faking that he had a car
oh, how many times would
and then ran back
That-
twice.
And then she did it to him.
And then she did it to him.
when I actually got to see that, and then saw it again, I couldn't even believe it.
And when it was happening the
I don't
next
feel
time,
good.
I said to
Yeah.
myself,
Car sick.
I said to myself, maybe he's really getting car sick this time. He did it again.
He's like, oh, I don't feel good.
And then
Especially when he
leaves
does it to Ned Beatty. It's
I
so
know,
funny.
you're stealing a car from an old man
Both of
and
them.
leaving him in Alaska. He just saved your life.
I was, yeah, right. I was
Well, no,
waiting
it's
for Ned
Northern
Beatty
Canada
to
at
just
that
stop
point.
and say, "What
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing? You fucking 6'6"
Oh
big
my God.
jooch. What are you doing?"
But, you know, they did, like, that was actually a pretty cool concept because here he is, like 45 years later, sitting in a car that's made in Germany.
Yeah.
And the guy has the recorder or camera that's made in Japan. The two arch enemies at the time
Yeah.
before he got frozen in the ice from steering a rocket from almost hitting.
the rocket.
From almost hitting.
He's going towards the White House, and he kicks it 3 times. And goes,
but the kid takes
As
a
if, like, it
photo
would be
of
able
him.
to go
Okay.
that far.
yeah, but
And
like,
then he
also,
remembers the kid.
the
You were
kid
that
grows up to
kid.
be the president. Like, come on.
You were that kid that I saw while I was upside down.
He literally shows him the picture as if like you would even be able to tell like what that picture is.
Exactly.
Just a white blob. A blurry white blob.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And you watched it go at the White House and then up. And then I don't know where it was originally launched from, but
Somewhere in Italy,
Europe?
Germany. Yeah.
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 So it went all the way across,
Yep.
went to Washington D.C. He kicked it, and it wound up flying across the country. That's a hell of a
Yeah.
right. Miles
And
per
landing
gallon,
in
man.
Alaska and freezing him solid
Yeah, but the
for
landing.
45 years.
Why didn't it blow up when it landed?
Didn't it blow? I saw
No,
one
it didn't
something of
blow
an
up.
explosion.
They just
didn't
kind of
blow up.
scooted in.
See, and I saw a coming attraction of the movie and it exploded.
Really?
Yeah.
No, this scooted in
It
and
slid
sunk.
in,
Yeah.
and-
I remember in the movie it slid in, but in one of the coming attraction things that I watched, it explodes.
That's funny. I also love, like, I was saying to Jack, just like the wide open, like, giant German building, concrete building.
Oh, yeah.
They just like they don't make buildings like that anymore.
When they get there, just like opening shot of like the inside, and there's just like a yellow Nazi, and I was just like, oh, this guy's a Simpson.
It's so fucking crazy. And then when he uses the shield, he
Ah.
throws it at the tower, and it crumbles into pieces and blows up.
When they were shooting at him with the machine guns and the 50 caliber and the whole thing, I kept thinking back to what was that, Civil War, where Spider-Man's fighting him.
Yeah.
And he says, Tony Stark told me go for the legs. And I'm saying to myself, Yeah, why is everyone shooting at the shield?
Yeah.
There's 80,000 bullets coming at him, and they're all hitting the shield, but he's got like half his body showing.
There's also the part like right when that's happening when he's like moving with that truck.
The truck. We
Yeah.
can literally
See the wire.
shoot
Yeah,
underneath
they're
the
shooting
car.
at the truck, but
You
then
can
there's like
see his
there's
leg.
like 20 people that are like
front
shooting
of him.
directly at him too.
You can also see the wire as he pulls it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't think they made any attempt to hide the wires in this.
Well, the only thing I got out of it with the super serum gave him the ability to backflip over everything.
Yeah, and like projectile force without even hitting them.
Yeah,
It's like
it was
just
like-
some of the editing does
just-
not make sense.
And a lot of the fighting
Comical.
was in such dark rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it was
true.
like,
and it wasn't even like you saw the actual fight half the
No.
time. It was like you seen them together, but then they would just show pictures of an arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
no
wonder if
actual
that's
Right.
fight
because
and then a
scene.
lot of screaming.
they had
and
a stunt double
yeah.
to do it, and they just
And you couldn't, you
Yeah.
couldn't see his face or his body. Yeah. And my question was, they were so intent on finding out his real name. Why?
I'm finding out Captain America's
No,
real name?
no. The
Oh,
Red
the Red
Skull.
Skull.
Red
yeah.
Skull.
You know, they had to go back to Italy and go to the town
Yeah.
and ask about, you know, did they leave anything in this house and who is, why?
I guess
How did
so
that
they
make
could
any difference to
play
knowing
the
his name?
piano.
But at this point, when they went to Italy, her father's in the hospital near death.
Right.
Ned Beatty's character is dead, and her mother is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's in Italy
Well, but even before that,
in like happy. you know-
why was Cap at the
Oh,
daughter's
see,
house?
I brought that up. Yeah,
'Cause
why
they,
wasn't
they
Cap at her
drive
house?
over to the parents' house after
Yeah.
everything's happened? Like,
Yeah, why is she there? Is
He's
she
just like-
teaching him about America now?
he was like,
45
my
years
old
later?
girlfriend's real old, but her daughter's here.
Yeah, her daughter's kind of hot. You know, she kind of looks like her.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
like, what the hell?
Bernie is such like an funny name. That's like a love interest.
What was her name?
Bernie.
Bernie.
Yeah.
I was just going to say they went from Bucky as his best
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
to
know.
Bernie.
Bernie.
He was never in the military.
No, he was never in the military either. Exactly.
that was the
well,
other thing.
He
I-
sort of
Yeah,
was, but
he
he,
had no
wasn't
training.
in the military. He just went straight to the front lines to fight Nazis.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
they gave him this
Yeah.
whatever
Well, we
experiment.
should probably talk about when he got the serum, because that's probably the best scene in all
Oh,
of cinema.
It's just like, well, congratulations. that one
Yeah,
goes
Heil
off the
Hitler,
rails.
Yeah,
That's
it went
like
quick.
the turning point in the movie.
It's so
And-
insane.
The whole point of Billy Mooney
Hmm.
pulling his ear, I guess, was so that you can recognize him when he turned into Carl Kolchak,
yeah.
the Night Stalker, and he pulled his ear. I mean,
Yeah, that was weird. I did notice that he kept doing that. This guy's got something wrong with his ear.
pulling his ear. But I did notice he got shot a lot.
He gets shot
gets
a lot.
shot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Right? Right after he first got his thing,
Yeah.
he gets shot.
He gets shot twice.
And he's almost dead. He
Yeah.
almost dies because of it.
And then also like in Canada, isn't
Yeah,
there like the
the-
guys on the bikes or
Oh
they
my
land the
God.
helicopter?
His
and he
daughter.
He gets shot twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Skull's daughter
Yeah.
shoots him. And then he hops in the car with Ned.
Mhm.
Yeah, not a very
Yep.
good Captain America,
No.
I guess.
I
Funny.
loved the scene, like just the music overall in this movie, but the scene when he's like asleep in the plane of the truck, like thinking of Bernie, and it's like memories of you. It's so stupid. And then like the ending song, like in the credits, did you guys pay attention to that at all?
No.
It was just
no,
like so cheesy, and
Ah.
it reminded me of like a VHS like you would watch like in school, and like the end of that, just to get an info
you know.
VHS.
It was 1990.
Yeah.
And again, we had mentioned this a little bit with Madam Web. I hate keep bringing that up, but he was in Alaska in ice.
Mm-hmm.
He ran out of the tent.
Yeah.
Decided to walk through Canada.
Yeah, that. He just starts
And
walking.
everyone that was looking for him didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
But they all managed to converge on him at
Mm-hmm.
the same spot, right? Ned Beatty with his pickup truck
Yeah.
and the helicopters. Actually, boom, there he is. And then he steals the truck. I'm assuming drives it all the way down until it was empty, which put him in California. I
Back
guess
where he
he's-
was, yeah. At
Right.
that diner where they broke into the women's bathroom
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the lair.
Yeah, you know, and
Conveniently. Ran into gas
I was
right
like,
there.
wow, that's a hell of a trip. Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was chucking through the woods,
But he still thought it was 1945.
Yeah.
The entire time.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
entire time, not noticing that everything on the roads is more modern and there's
Oh, no,
more
no.
modern vehicles on the road.
No,
He's
didn't
in a
see
modern
plane
vehicle.
flying overhead
Yeah,
or
he's,
anything.
he's able to drive at probably 80 or 90 miles an hour
I don't
and
even-
not run out of
He
gasoline.
couldn't have known what a helicopter was,
Yeah, well, that's true.
but he heard it. He was
Yeah.
Could have known
Well,
what a helicopter
he knew what a helicopter was. He
1945.
but he flew.
He was in a plane.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, he was in a plane.
When the
When was
guy's
the first
talking
time?
about
That was the other funny thing. It's like they they experiment on him. The guy with the skinny one, Michael Nouri.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's sitting next to him, and I'm saying to myself, "What did they do? They experimented on him. Put this uniform, put this costume on. All right, we're going in a plane. You're gonna jump
You're gonna
out.
jump out.
And then when he says, "Well, when is my platoon
Yeah.
gonna?" You're the only one there's ever gonna be. Can't jump.
I also love in that scene when they're talking about the suit, and he was like, "Yeah, not subtle at all." And then Michael Norris guy's just like, "Nope."
But she loved the U.S. of A.
It was flame-proof.
Yeah.
I remember him
really?
saying it was fireproof. How do you like your fireproof suit? Yeah, all this asbestos is really nice.
Yeah.
Never like came up once that he had to like
needs
go
to be
too far.
Oh my god. Also, that one scene when they're back in the lair and like the Red Skull's family and goons go down there like trying to find him, and he's beating up that one guy and he throws him into the air duct, and then you just get like,
And it keeps going.
Well, like where did that go to?
like they're already underground.
It's probably still
yeah.
going.
Yeah.
They're already
The
underground.
fucking
And,
Earth's
like,
core.
And you can see like when they're going to the diner, even though the diner's completely full, the parking lot is empty.
Yeah.
So much just like little shit.
No,
like that.
when they went back when he was with his girlfriend's daughter, they couldn't find the diary.
Yeah.
Do you remember where they found it?
And the,
Now the place is destroyed. The place is empty. It looks like somebody went in and it's in the drawer. It's just sitting there in
Yeah.
the
So
fucking
what I
drawer.
found
of
is
the
true.
desk.
What was
yeah.
the diary? What did it have again?
Her
The doctor's
secret
secrets.
formulas or
Oh, it was the serum.
So
Yeah.
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 And that's why they couldn't have any more Captain
Yeah. The
Americas because
whole
the serum's gone.
like point of the movie, or like the whole inflection point of the movie, just like undermined by it being in a drawer.
In the drawer. It was just sitting there.
Yeah.
Anybody could have taken it.
I didn't think it was going to be there.
He just pulled it out. Oh, there it is.
You know what I will give the movie credit for? The child actors they picked to portray the president and
Oh
his
my
friend.
God, that was
Oh, they were
hilarious.
cool.
They're actually like funny, and
Yeah.
they kind of do look like.
Oh, they
Like,
definitely
they
look
would
like
be
it.
the
I like
same.
with the pencil in his ear because
Yeah.
you know he's going to be a reporter when he gets
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
Such like a '90s.
Didn't he like
child.
say he had to write something down too?
Yeah.
That was cool.
It's so funny though. Just like they were the best part of the movie for sure.
I can't pick a best part. That's how.
You know, and I got to give it to the actors that we know. They actually stuck to their parts. They did their parts well.
Right.
It's just that it was a terrible movie. It was
Yeah.
just
Ned
terrible.
Ned Beatty was in Superman.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Superman movie.
He was fantastic in Superman.
Yeah.
The actor for the president said it was the best script he ever read, and he has no idea how they fucked it up.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But see, if you look at it just as a script,
Especially at
guess-
that time.
I guess it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other
Because
like,
it's stuck
the
to okay.
door
It
thing is
didn't.
weird.
See, he's not in Brooklyn. He's in California. But still, it stuck to a basic storyline of Captain America.
Kind of. They
But
did take some liberties.
It was
I'd
just,
say.
but yeah, California and no Bucky and such like that. But
Mhm.
it was just, and he wasn't in the army as we know it from the today's story. But it was just terribly done. It
The
was just
only
horrible.
thing I was a
But
little.
the budget had to have something to do with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And the other thing was that they had given Jack Kirby
Mm-hmm.
credit. I don't know if it was as a creative consultant. And I'm saying to myself, there's no way Kirby could have read that script or had any input.
I'm
into
sure
this.
that they gave him credit because of his involvement.
Yeah, with
like
Marvel.
They usually
Yeah.
do that.
Right.
Like,
They had to
create the
just
character,
put
yeah.
somebody from Marvel up because it just wasn't anything
think
close to
Stan
the,
Lee was pretty hands-on with this though.
Oh,
Really?
can't be. There's
Yeah.
no
'Cause
way.
I read something that said like he saw how much money Superman made, and he's like, oh, we got to get on this.
Yeah, well, this was supposed to be the first release motion picture for Marvel, and it sat in a box for 2 years, and they finally said, okay, well, we're just making movies now just to go straight to video, so we might as well just do it with this and put it out and make something back on it.
Was this
You
like
know?
Marvel's first attempt at
This
a
was
movie?
Marvel's
Howard the
first
Duck.
attempt
Really?
at a movie.
Was
for
it?
Yeah.
Howard the Duck was, but
Oh, Howard the Duck, but yeah, that's
Oh
true.
God.
Yeah,
All right.
you know,
All
but,
right. Yeah,
this movie, I didn't even hear about it. It just went straight to video. I didn't hear about it until last week.
So
Yeah.
if you rewind the time,
Yeah.
and you're back in 1990,
Yeah.
and you're Marvel, and you had to choose between all your characters, where do you want to go
Yeah.
in the movies
Mhm.
with? Would you pick Spider-Man to make a movie? Would you pick Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, the Hulk, whatever?
Well, I think they had a Fantastic Four
They did, which was actually
under their
really
belt
good.
already.
Yeah.
Was it the 70s?
Same thing. It was never released,
Yeah.
kind of like this, but you can find it on
Yeah.
YouTube. You can find it
YouTube, yeah.
online. I'm not sure if this was before or after.
Yeah.
Or
I
whatever.
think Captain America was before,
Yeah.
from what I understood, but
Yeah.
it never even made it out of the can.
Right.
And it was a different time, so it wasn't going to be released to video.
To your point, though, like picking Captain America seems kind of strange because, like, even like Iron Man wasn't that popular at the time.
Right.
He was kind of
Correct.
like a
I feel
CQ
Yeah.
guy.
well, like one of the more easy ones to make without like VFX though.
But if
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
Marvel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're Marvel and Superman is a big hit, who do you go for?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Captain America, I guess, was the biggest thing that they could go for.
And like
then.
you said, probably the easiest to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
if they would have had a real script. But
Yeah. And I don't think it was a script as much as it was a budget and directing and such like that. I mean, the sets, okay, if it wasn't a set area like the
Right.
castle that they could just use and go film in, but if it was a real set, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
And I guess they were in California because they didn't have to go to New York
Yeah.
and they couldn't afford a real set. So they
Right.
just used somebody's house near the beach that he could run down a block to.
What did you guys think of like the practical effects? I feel like that was like probably one of the better parts of the movie.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I
When you
think
say
they
practical effects, like you mean like the bullet holes and
Yeah.
everything.
yeah.
Oh, that,
they-
yeah.
Yeah.
They
I feel like
used
the
plenty of
worst
bullets.
one was
or-
probably like when they would show like the bullets hitting the thing.
Yeah.
They would just like kind of like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sparks were
Yeah.
weird.
and they didn't skimp on like they had guys driving Porsches.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
it. They had
yeah.
Porsches, but you have to
No.
assume that it's possible that they just knew people that had Porsches. You know, that's the
That's
only
true.
German car
Yeah.
we could get.
I mean, like why else would it be like all different like models? And,
yeah,
like,
all
colors?
different
Okay.
German cars, but they're all different
And
Porsches.
I love seeing him getting that little Fiat.
yeah,
The
Yeah,
car's
exactly.
this big.
That's,
And
that was funny. When he steals the car from her in Italy, how does she track him down?
and at the perfect time when
Yeah.
she has to speak Italian because he's lost.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments like that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
the same way they found them in
Yeah.
northern Canada,
Yeah.
I guess. You know, it's
And
just,
he was pooped
Man.
from all that walking,
Oh,
leaning against the tree. I'm done.
and I just
Super
felt so
soldier.
bad that he had to put that old torn uniform back on at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's got
But
cuts
nobody
in
noticed
it.
the man walking all the way from Alaska through Canada with a shield and a
Well,
red,
he had
white,
the
and blue
shield
suit
and
on.
that giant green bag.
Yeah,
But
that was
then
it.
he put the, yeah. Then he, where'd he get the coat from?
You know what's actually crazy about this movie? Like, 90% of it is kind of just like a big soap opera. Kind of. It doesn't even have like that much action
Even that was weird when they had the president hostage.
in that fucking
that was
castle
weird. Yeah.
where the
And
jail
the
cell
I
that
don't know,
could
the
kick
president
open.
grabbed the bottle of acid,
It was
I
like
guess.
acid,
Which
yeah.
came
It
from
poured
where?
Yeah.
and did nothing.
But yeah, the acid
really
that he burned part of the cell with and then just kicked it open instead.
The funny part was after he escaped and the
And the
three
guy-
guys
three
come
And he
in,
guys
hides
go-
behind the little cabinet. Yeah.
he waits for them to walk by.
Yeah,
And I'm
they
saying to
didn't notice
myself, the cell's like 5 by 5. You could see there's nobody in it halfway across the
Yeah,
room.
and the big
guy
goon is
goes
still
over,
walking up.
opens it with the key.
yeah.
And
Looking
goes-
directly down.
Yeah. That was great.
And then President says Sharon's name.
I caught that too.
Yeah, how?
She's looking up at him through a hole.
Yeah.
You know, and he's looking down.
Yep.
There was a hole in the floor or whatever. And then he comes out and he tells Captain, but they have Sharon.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, how the hell did
How
he
do
know?
you know? I don't know.
I love the part also when they have the president cornered and they're gonna kill him, and then he's like, "You'll never get me," and he just goes to kill himself. And Captain America catches him, and then this girl is just like, no.
Another example of just like random lucky coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the right side of the building,
Yeah.
exactly where he was going to jump off. Yeah. At the end, when Red Skull's up on the roof there, which my son happened to point out and said, "Does everyone have a grand piano on the roof?"
Yeah,
What the fuck
that
is
was
that grand piano?
I just got to like a surreal moment.
But
Yeah,
he's
that is
he's
just
in the
weird.
doorway.
Yeah.
Red Skull's shooting at him, and every time he says out, "Red Skull shoot," I'm saying to myself, "But you just blocked the entire movie. You didn't care who was shooting at you. Now all of a sudden you're going to hide in the doorway because he's got a gun."
I like how at least twice too he like goes out of the doorway. It's like
Yeah.
it reminded me of like a boss battle in a video game where it's like you have to wait for a certain moment, and if you go out, like you're gonna get they're just
You'll
gonna
get
shoot at
stabbed,
you.
yeah.
He did it like 3 times, and it was like, oh, gotta go back. It's very like weird. I don't know why they.
I don't know.
And apparently every evil villain has Italy wired with nukes
No, yeah.
in the event
Exactly.
I get caught.
How does the movie end? I don't even
He
remember.
gets Cap throws his shield.
Yeah.
At
Oh, and
Red
he fall.
Skull.
Yeah, then the
He
dummy
falls.
falls off.
So,
Yeah.
but Red Skull has the time to go, oh, instead of, and the thing just flies
But he
past him.
caught the shield the first
And
time
the first
they
time he
fought.
caught the shield,
Yeah.
but
When
now
he
he
threw
had
it at
the,
me, he's like,
Well, this
Yeah,
time
now he
he
hit
was
the bombers
listening to
in.
piano.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true, and he had facial surgery, so
Yeah.
maybe he
would have been a
not
nice
as-
place for a wedding, I tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Oh, that
beautiful.
was gorgeous there.
The
And then-
president fucking kill himself there too, I guess.
Not only did he knock him off the cliff, he took out the daughter.
Yeah, it came.
Oh,
Heads
yeah.
up.
Yeah, right. His shield he threw out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like
Yeah, now he, after 45 years in the ice, he figured out how to use it.
Well, hey, he got the one tower in the beginning.
Yeah, but I like that scene in the beginning because he's there. They notice him. He looks down. I'm in this fucking bright suit.
yeah.
Yeah.
They caught me in 3 seconds. I walk in and I get caught. And he looks at the shield and just tosses
He
it
does
and knocks
get
it
caught
down. He
immediately.
does.
Literally, like within a second.
But he
of
looks
arriving.
down. Oh, yeah, I got a shield. And he tosses it and knocks the
The amount of
tower
cuts in
down.
the fight sequences, even in that, like when he goes into the entrance and he's fighting that one guy, you get like 10 different perspectives of it in like 5 seconds. It's so
It was,
crazy.
I don't know. It was either too quick for me. I didn't enjoy the fight scenes because it just felt like the camera just kept
It
moving
is.
my.
It's worse
Yeah.
than
It's
Madam
like
Web.
multiple times
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah.
Cuts.
Yeah, that's
Like-
why I said it was like I just seen an arm and then.
There's a scene when they're at the castle when the president's sneaking up with the pistol, and then like that fight sequence happens where you get a shot of the president, shot of the pistol, shot of Cap, shot of Red Skull, shot of the shield, shot of a flip, then it goes back to Red Skull, back to the president, and it's just like keeps bouncing, and this is in like 2 seconds. It's incredible.
For me, like a lot of the fighting scenes, the only thing that was missing because of those cutscenes is the pow.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
Boom.
the Batman fight scenes were better.
Adam
Yeah,
West
that's true.
Batman's
I'm
great.
telling
true.
you, yes.
That's the only thing this movie was missing to make it a little better.
Yeah, in those castle scenes with the president, and they're sitting together, and the president's like, "I've been waiting for this moment my whole life,"
Yeah.
and pulls out the photo. It's what? That was you?
And then he hands him Ned Beatty's thing.
Ned
and he's
Beatty's
like,
thing.
Ned wants you to have
Have
this.
this.
That was the last thing he said before he died.
You mean he's dead?
Ned Beatty.
My childhood friend?
Incredible.
But you're right, the 2 kids.
Yeah, they're good, and they actually match up to like the older
Mm-hmm.
versions pretty well.
All right.
Calling me brother.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
now that I enjoyed. I
Yeah.
told him, I said, from just if you separate Red Skull, the actor playing him, like I liked him as an evil villain. He did like so much better than the Madam Web evil villain.
You know what
Like,
I noticed?
at least
though?
he used his own
voice
mouth.
lines were dubbed at times too.
Yeah.
because I think he
Oh, I'm
probably
sure.
wasn't speaking English.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wasn't quite sure if he had an Italian accent, he didn't have an accent, or he had a Russian accent
Yeah.
in the beginning. I was like lost. Villain wise, I think he did okay portraying the villain. The rest of the movie was like kind of playful, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I almost wish like they, like I said, the issue is that like most of it kind of comes off like a soap opera, and towards the end you start getting like the goofy like thanks. And, like I kind of just wish like either dive into it one way or the other. They kind of tried to toe the line of being serious and goofy.
Yeah.
I would have just liked it if it went full on balls to the wall goofy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it
Either
kind of has
pick it.
moments like that, and those are the best moments.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought was weird too when I guess they're at the restaurant and the daughter shows up and he throws the table at them. When she goes
Forgot
back,
about that.
when she goes back and finds the daughter's purse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how convenient that
The
she had a
cops hold-
picture
yeah.
of her father.
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, you know, your father's been like undercover for the last 60 years.
But I think it was AJ who said in that movie, like, this is like one of those mob photos, like, you know, some a surveillance
Yeah,
photo.
like Jack
who-
actually brought it up, like, why would she have
who
that?
took this
Yeah,
and
why
why
would
did
she
she
have
have
that?
it?
Yeah.
I mean, it just didn't make any. Oh, now we know what he looks like. We don't have to figure out his name anymore.
It's not like, you know, a nice picture of like the family. It's
Yeah.
just like it's like the picture that they had of like fucking Tony Soprano when they're trying to take down the ring. It's
And
crazy.
why would he get facial surgery?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
He didn't seem to mind what he was.
No.
Yeah.
I
Right?
thought that was.
I
Like,
just
aging.
assumed like it healed.
Yeah, I thought that was aging.
No, they said that he had
Extensive-
extensive
He had
facial
major-
No.
surgery, I guess because he wanted to get into the business world.
Yeah, so no one would
Yeah.
be able to recognize him.
Yeah, he did say that he was like a businessman.
Yeah.
The business of what? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Killing important people.
Yeah.
And polluting
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
putting
president.
bombs. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, he said.
if we don't take this medicine, we will all die.
Is that
Oh,
what
that
he
was.
trying to kill
Oh,
the president?
The president was saying that,
I-
as in like.
it's the
pollution.
environment.
Oh, yeah.
I guess the 90s was big on
It was.
environment, trying to get pesticides
Yeah.
and stuff like
Oh,
that
yeah,
out.
that is
But
great.
that was a little like more. I'm looking at him going, boy, you're really fucking morbid, boy. Like, yeah, you know, we're going to have to find millions of jobs for people because we're going to like shut down the pesticides and all that. He goes, but you know, the medicine's bitter, but if we don't take it, we're all going to die.
Might not be today, but
His face looks so.
the big bomb is going to the how do you say Casabianca?
Casabianca.
The White House.
As if like he wouldn't know, you know?
Gee whiz, we got to get going, Mr. President.
Yeah, gee
The
whiz.
G Wiz stuff is very comic accurate though, from like what I know of Old Cap. Like he was incredibly corny, but like he's also supposed to be like not like a dork necessarily.
No.
He's a dork in this movie.
Yeah.
I think they got it right in the MCU with like the language.
Yeah.
He's
Cap
very
had,
wholesome
Yeah.
and everything else.
Cap had a lot of. His biggest problem was he was a skinny little guy.
Yeah.
You know, but he still showed up half the soldiers when it came to courage. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one,
know.
not so much. This one just gets shot and is scared to run out of doors.
You waited for me for 30 years.
Yeah.
No, 16
16
years.
years.
16,
16.
It was 16 years. You wait. I wanted to have kids.
Yeah, well, I'll have to with your daughter now.
Yeah, your daughter's hot. I'm taking her to Italy with me.
This the husband also just like gets cucked and then shot.
He was a big dude
Yeah,
too. He
big
was like,
dude.
Yeah, I was like, going
Never
to
found
fight
out what
him
his name was.
twice.
some guy just attacked me.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I know him.
Yeah. Is
Oh
there-
my god, him like thinking that the daughter was Bernie.
Yeah. Oh.
Bernie?
She doesn't even fucking look like it.
Yeah, I mean, he just
It is the same
hallucinated seeing
actress.
Bernie.
Brutally violent though. I didn't think they were
Oh,
going to
yeah.
kill Bernie.
And then they like recover immediately after. They don't even care,
Yeah, it was like, let's go on this
Well, free
trip.
trip to Italy. So
I guess.
Yeah.
Even-
Strange.
Again,
Very
even at the
strange.
beginning, would they have to like make the kid watch as
Yeah.
they shoot his whole entire family? I was like, well, okay, it's a bit
Yeah,
dark.
And
It's
then
a little rough.
forcibly experiment on him with red rat creatures.
And all you hear is just screams of this kid, and
Yeah.
like, wow, okay.
Calling for mommy, even though he just saw them get shot. That's what confused me, I think. Because, like, he knew his parents were dead, but he was still calling for
Yeah.
I still can't get over the fact that it's 7 years later and he was a fully grown adult.
And,
Red
like,
Skull.
also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just, like, the scientist was, like, so distraught about it being that kid. It's just weird.
To me, the makeup in this movie was actually equivalent to Forrest Gump's. Like, do you know, like, Forrest Gump's mom? How
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makeup was exactly for...
The old woman makeup didn't look bad.
That's exactly it. It looked
Yeah.
good.
It did look like an actor in old woman makeup,
Mhm.
but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't
Especially
terrible.
because of the
90s.
movements, and then they just put baggy clothes on her, so they didn't go that extra
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
They just did the face and baggy clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, you get it. Well, that's
Yeah.
what, a 50-year difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess. Do we want to do ratings of this movie, or do we want to say better or worse than Madam Web?
Oh, we're going to use Madam Web as the low point from now on? Or
I think it is the low
I mean,
point.
this movie's like a 10 for me.
is it? You
Yeah.
enjoyed it that much?
Jack likes
It
these
is
types
fun.
of movies.
I like it at that so bad it's good.
I agree with that. Do we want to do actual ratings for?
I'll do an actual rating.
Okay.
We know I gave Madam Web a 1, and only because I got a night out with you guys. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 5,
I
thinking
was-
that if I knew nothing about comic books and Captain America and sat there, I would sit there through it and either laugh or go, oh, that's sick. That's crazy. So a 5.
and I did the same thing. I would go a 5 only because I put myself back in the time that it was made, and I tried to put like it was made like a 70s not 70s sitcom, like a 70s drama television program where low budget, what have you, and maybe first season, and that's where I put it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6 because it just made me giggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually a silly movie.
It is very
Like if
funny.
I was to seriously rate it, it'd be like a 2 probably, but like just 10 based off
But at,
enjoyment.
in your enjoyment, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, same thing. Like if I was actually rating it, it's probably like around a 3, just because like I know they were trying to be serious about it, and it just missed the mark. But I'm also gonna go on a 5, just because like it's goofy and it's funny, and I could make fun of it.
Right. And it's out there, right?
Somewhere in after it was made, somebody said there's no way we can put this out and put it to the theaters, and it sat for those 2 years until somebody
like Al
said,
Pacino
Well, I
and
mean,
Jack
I
and
feel like
Jill.
that's more
Yeah.
like they were trying to sell it, and then nobody
They-
would buy it.
and no studio wanted to put it out.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Also,
that was
just like the studio.
21st Century Fox?
No, it's 21st Century Pictures.
Pictures.
Not
Oh,
Fox.
really?
Not Fox.
Yeah, but
Wow.
it's like it's trying to be like that.
Right.
If you've never seen Captain America 1990, it's free on YouTube. Might as well give it a shot. Especially
for
if
it.
you
It's
like
worth
like
it.
Marvel.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Look at the roots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe watch the
and,
70s version too.
and yeah, you're definitely locked into that.
I think there was even
1990s
something
timeframe.
popped up about a version that was in black and white.
Well, yeah, there's like a 40s.
Yeah, that's what I
30s
thought.
version,
Yeah.
'cause they just made so many superhero
But
movies.
just that might have been like one of those movie reels or something
Well, yeah,
that they
it
had
was like
back then.
fucking. It's like 4 hours, and it's just like American propaganda.
That's what it is. So it's for wartime propaganda.
yeah.
We have like 1 or 2 big news things that happened this week. They've officially taken the title Kang Dynasty and done away with it.
Yeah.
Gone, right?
Yeah. We are just now sitting with an untitled Avengers 5.
These silly
Wow.
mistakes. Silly
So-
mistakes people make and changes everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw that this doesn't necessarily mean we'll never see Kang again,
Right.
but they are probably going to
it's
push
sad
off of him.
We're going
Because
in a new direction.
he was one of the better characters from TV show to movie
Mm-hmm.
that I think would have really made a big difference in some of this MCU
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, he's incredibly interesting in the comics, too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, it's gone because they don't. I can't say they won't stand behind him.
I also saw something saying, that was a lot of S's right in a row. I saw that after Quantumania,
mm-hmm.
that wasn't received incredibly well, so they already were going to push off of him and kind of go into a new direction. I don't know what that new direction is yet, whether it's Doom or the Beyonder. Or
I thought he was one of the better parts of Quantumania.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah,
main
I liked it.
billings or
I
Yeah.
news
agree,
headlines
too.
people had.
yeah.
Yeah, he gave me like Darth Vader vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
That's
so
how-
much bad in that
Right.
movie that he was one of the better parts of it.
Yeah.
And
When he had the
Yeah.
2 of them in the cells.
Yeah.
And he was like using his powers to like bounce
Yeah.
them around.
yeah,
That was like, to me, that was like right out of Darth Vader with no emotion, no.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
cold and
I
calculating.
thought he was definitely.
I also liked when he fought Ant-Man 1-on-1.
Yeah.
He was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right, well,
I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go yet. I guess we'll find out pretty soon, but not Kang Dynasty.
Well, we know somebody probably wants Doom, but
Yeah. Well, that's my thing. Is like I would love Doom, but
yeah,
I hope they don't go the same Marvel route where it shows up for maybe I guess like the part 1, part 2 Secret Wars type of thing, and then he's gone forever.
Yeah.
That would suck.
yeah.
I had heard this week that, I don't know how true that is either, that in the Fantastic Four movie, you're going to see Galactus, Silver Surfer, and Doom.
I've also been
And
seeing
Doom.
rumors like that too.
But-
yeah.
You
Think,
know, I kind of hope not.
They've been saying Javier Bardem and Antonio Banderas like the top choices for Galactus. We're also,
Van Damme, huh?
huh?
You said Van Damme?
No,
Javier.
Javier.
No,
Yeah.
have it.
You say Van Damme. That actually reminds me of one thing I wrote down here. Posters miscredit Jean-Claude Van Damme as the martial art instructor for Captain America 1990.
Really?
but he wasn't.
But he wasn't.
Oh, maybe he was,
Wow.
and he said, "No,
I don't put my
wanna be
name
a
on
part of
that. He was big
Well,
back
he was.
then.
I was going to say
he was big back then.
He was the new
Yeah. And then
action hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah. That's right.
And
Everyone wants
who,
to see him.
Steve?
So, going to Madam Web, not that it's in the news or anything, but I was talking with a few people, at work and this and that because of what we do here. And apparently Madam Web is becoming almost like a cult classic because of how people started to talk how bad it is, that people want to go see how bad it is.
Yeah, it's the Sony.
Yeah.
That's not what they've done.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be able to do the thing where like Morbius got back into theaters, which was insane.
No, I don't think they'll be able to do that because people are laughing at that, and there's like
Yeah.
they just had empty theaters.
Mhm.
It's not bad enough to go see again. It's bad to see
Yeah.
the first time. It's like a train wreck.
But hey, like
you can't turn away.
You brought up that you're gonna see it twice thing,
Yeah.
and like I've been seeing people on Twitter posting themselves in the theater, being like, "I did in fact see it twice." It's like, why?
I'm going to disagree with you because I know cult classics.
Now, I'm not saying a cult classic.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
being
For
a little-
bad
yeah,
movies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys ever saw Plan 9 from Outer Space.
I think I have a video
I've
of
not
it
seen it,
Ultimate
someplace.
like,
cult classic.
Mars Attacks.
All right, Mars
But
Attacks.
That was that's the only movie I ever walked out of.
I fucking love how
But
stupid that
Plan
movie is.
9 from Outer Space was so bad that it had to be a classic.
Mhm.
I mean, literally, when you could see the strings
could
of the
see-
flying
yeah.
saucers,
Even
and
like the room.
shower curtain while they're in a plane.
Yeah,
You
what
know,
was
it's
his
like
name? The
Madam Web was just to me was just a bad movie.
it was
Yeah.
just a bad movie.
Yeah.
I see no redeeming factor
Well,
to watching it again.
because
Yeah.
it had a budget. There was no reason for it to be terrible. You're talking Plan 9. There was no budget.
Oh, there was
then.
no budget.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This
You
guy
had-
had to use a shower
You
curtain.
had Bella
Yeah.
Lugosi,
Yeah,
who was like-
who was on the outs of
who
his
was
career
on the outs of his
and
career,
dying.
alcoholic.
Yeah,
And he did this the whole,
that's right.
you know. And then when he died, he actually died the making of the movie.
That's right.
They replaced him with his accountant.
Oh, nice.
100%.
That just did this for the
Yeah.
rest of the movie.
That's
you know.
100% right.
But again, classic.
I was thinking about the scene in Madam Web where like they're right about to like leave the train and just like Saturday Night Live bit where like it went on way too long, you know?
I was going to say, why didn't they have the one scene of her seeing him kill all three, as opposed to 3 scenes of him killing
In different scenarios.
each one,
Yeah, I-
and then she's sitting there, and the passengers are
Barefooted.
looking at her like
Yeah.
she's freaking weird. You know,
But she is weird.
she is weird.
She's
I
having
mean, yeah, she
visions.
was having like an acid trip.
Yeah,
pretty much,
on the
yeah.
train.
Tweaking.
Is this real?
Does this train?
She
go
actually
to,
did ask that once. Yeah, is this real?
Who the fuck needs you?
Yeah.
And why sit next to me?
Yeah, that was so weird. That
Yeah. While we are on the side of Sony stuff, there's a project that actually has the potential to be good that they've
Oh,
been
boy.
talking about. A live action spider noir show
Oh my god.
or movie
show.
starring Nicolas Cage. Which would mean he reprises his role from the Spider-Verse movies
Mhm.
in live action. He's like the cult classic
He
actor.
is.
Oh, there's no doubt.
He's
Has he
ultimate
ever
had
comic
TV?
book collector.
Yeah.
It's gonna be live action.
Live action.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the animation
Ambitious.
would take a while, probably.
Mhm.
That's true.
I don't even know like what I would expect from that.
I don't know either. I for whatever reason, I don't not like Nick Cage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I liked him as the Ghost Rider,
He was.
Mhm.
Oh,
You
he
know.
was amazing.
and for a while there, it felt like he was in every other movie that was being
Yeah,
released.
he's having like a bit of a career renaissance again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind that. So hopefully, like anything else, this will be well written. And
yeah, it's just the thing is like, it seems like a cool idea, and then you see that it's Sony product, and it's like
and you worry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
To the point where there's the rumors that Disney wants to sue
For-
Sony over
Do you want to go on your viral tirade?
Madam
Go
Web.
ahead.
I'm just saying, they should just at this point avoid court and just come to a deal. They can make money on this deal.
Sure.
I mean, like at any price they sell it for, if it's over $7 million, they've made money.
They just have to come to a financial agreement together and say, stop putting out crap. Let's work together. You can make money, we can make money, but we have to come to a decision on what it's going to be going forward. You can't do this and then us do this.
Mm-hmm.
They have to come to a decision on the whole package.
Yeah.
And I think they both can make money. I mean, Disney's making deals now with Fox, with
Fortnite,
ESPN and everything,
Epic
and Fortnite,
Games, yeah.
Epic Games.
Yeah.
The whole, so they're in a position of making deals now.
Yeah.
You know, believe me, Disney's having their own issues, though
Right.
they have growth in the parks again.
Yeah.
But they want to get the entire package of cinema off the ground. It's flat, and they want to do something here. And I think making that connection is only going to help both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a full buyout, but it could be something they could do together.
It could be just like that Epic Games deal where they have the
Yeah.
majority stake. Like
That's
I
exactly
even,
a majority
that thing
stake.
came out saying that Disney is now fully in control of all Sony physical media,
Yeah,
which is a huge
it
deal.
is huge.
Yeah.
So I mean, what else? They just become, and I guarantee there's something somewhere, but it's all about money.
I mean, we've even, you've had people respond to you talking about Sony's never going to sell.
Never say never.
Yeah.
Never say never. And something's got to happen, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
I don't think people are like realizing that Disney will pay an extensive price. It's just they want to.
It's all about ROI, and they want to be
Yeah.
in control. And I
Absolutely.
think that it can be beneficial for both sides. I don't think that Sony's going to lose anything if the deal is done right.
I mean, like Jack said, if they get, it's going to be astronomically more than this, but anything over $7 million, and they've already profited on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
At this point, I would think Sony, this would be a win-win
Yeah.
to cut a deal with Marvel.
Yeah.
Because
Honestly.
they're not going to make any more money off of.
I mean, just look
I
at
mean,
the
we
Star
have
Wars
Kraven
product
coming out in
alone.
the summer, and it's like after Madam Web, like I can't believe we have to go watch that. I'm making you guys see it.
I seen some of the trailers and everything. It's a lot of action and
It looks more like Morbius than Madam Web
right.
did.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be closer to that tier.
But who
which
can
is
tell? I
not
mean,
much higher.
We can see the guy, as Craven for 5 minutes, and the whole thing could just be a setup and
Yeah.
dream
I know.
sequences
Yeah.
after what we just saw
this,
in Madam
after
Web.
Madam
Like,
Web.
we just,
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I
I
feel
don't
like
I don't
that-
trust.
I don't know
any
if
of them.
that's gonna be like you're talking about lawsuits. I don't know if that's gonna be like a separate thing, or like Disney tries to bring it in as like a thing. But like there is like the law now where you can't like show something in a trailer and expect people to like not sue over it. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that like might be like a lawsuit at some
That's
point.
Yeah.
false advertising.
Yeah.
is.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And we've seen it before. There's a
Disney
lot
is
of
going to
stuff.
use whatever loophole they can to try
Yep.
to edge out Sony. So, and vice versa too.
And yeah, there's no doubt. And let's just hope they do it where it works for both of them. Let's hope that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
how hard could that be?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even to the point where Marvel turns around and says, "Well, you pay 10% of the production cost. Just let us make the fucking movie."
Yeah, that's right.
And you get your cut of the profits.
Yeah.
You know. I just
And that's always like everyone's counter argument is like Sony knows how much of a moneymaker it is. Like, yeah, obviously, but
Yeah.
like there
They
is a
produce
fucking deal
crap.
to be made
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
exactly.
Sony can still
It could work for
Make
both
have,
of them.
have at least a percentage of
So
this.
that us, the consumer, will get something that we keep going back to. Because if
Yeah.
we keep putting out crap, we're not going to go back. Though here we're talking about going to Craven. We know that it's crap, but we're doing it for one reason. We're going to bring it here.
to tell everyone how terrible
Yeah.
it is.
But if we didn't do this, would any of us see this?
No.
Yeah, there's no reason to see
if
the
we
movie.
didn't have a podcast, I would not have gone to see
Oh,
Madam Web.
100%.
Yeah,
No.
so there you go. And I enjoyed seeing it for this
Mm-hmm.
because it gave us a purpose to talk about somebody putting out crap,
Yeah.
and we want somebody to make better movies. And
we're-
something that we actually enjoy.
we're not being hard asses because we just reviewed Captain America 19,
Yeah.
90,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know
and there was good parts about that movie.
we
that
put it
it's
in
just-
perspective.
Yeah,
It was
it just
made
had
at a time when
Yeah.
environmentalism was
Yeah,
you
and
know,
it had a terrible budget.
had a terrible budget, but we still had a higher rating than Madam Web.
Yeah.
You're going to put out how
It's at
much you
least
said that
funny.
was made for?
Yeah.
I think like 80 million.
Wow.
God.
Oh,
You brought up with Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe these people actually thought they were going to be in the MCU. Or,
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
people saying that like Disney might even use that as like they're tricking people into
Yeah.
joining our like they
Yeah.
people think
Yeah.
it's our brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
Yep.
even goes back to what
Yeah.
you were saying.
Perfect.
There's like I said, that's who's going to take the blame for it.
Yeah.
Is the MCU.
MCU's going to take the hit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sony's not just hurting themselves; they're hurting MCU.
They're
Yes.
hurting, I think,
So-
just comic book
Just
movies
comic,
in general.
yeah, exactly. Comic book movies in general, which is something that was doing well for a while, but we know it's flat, and the stories coming out are pushed. Pandemic didn't help with it, but somebody's got to pick up the ball.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
and
really,
go
the
forward.
worst MCU thing that had come out, I think, is probably Secret Invasion, and I'd say that's at least a couple points higher than Madam Web.
Right.
So
I agree with you.
it does annoy me sometimes when you get those people that are just like, comic book movies are dead, the MCU's dead. Like, all right, like, so obviously, like, not. Like, it's been pretty bad and pretty, like, middle of the road and mediocre. But, like, there's a ton of, like, awesome projects coming out. Like, how can you not see the Deadpool, or how can you see the Deadpool trailer and not think, like, oh, like, this is going to be pretty fucking cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
true.
Do you want to do a hero versus hero?
Silver Surfer, Captain Marvel.
I think Silver Surfer probably.
I think it would have to be Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Is he a Nexus being?
Well, no, but
No.
he's just like made out of like cosmic force.
In the comics, I feel like I've seen a few things where it's like he like usually like doesn't show up to stuff that like he doesn't think will affect like the universe, but then in like the Age of Ultron stuff, he just like randomly showed up. He was like, "You guys got to stop this."
Surfer dude.
Yeah, you guys got to fucking stop this thing. Which
Kinda
is weird
sick,
because
huh?
it was like I feel like mostly like an Earth issue, but sorry, that was aside.
Well,
from
I
don't
mean,
know, it's
doesn't
rough.
Age of Ultron like? I haven't read it, but I know that doesn't he like try to conquer like space at some point or like the multiverse too?
maybe I don't
Because
get
that's
that
like
far.
that's like what if did.
Who, Surfer?
Yeah, no,
Ultron.
Ultron.
Mm.
Oh, Ultron.
Yeah, I didn't get far enough yet.
Surfer's a tough dude.
Yeah.
And Captain Marvel. All right, we obviously saw her restart a
Sun.
star.
Yeah.
And then you have a guy who could literally fly through a star.
Yeah.
You know, I think
No,
that would go.
That's a good one though.
Yeah, so, like,
'Cause,
what-
you have to be like pretty knowledgeable about comics. I'd say.
Yeah.
When it comes to like fighting, how does Silver Surfer fight?
He flies on his.
But does he just like ram you?
He can, but he also has blasts,
Yeah.
cosmic power blasts.
Usually
Yeah,
like
blasts
her.
people.
Mm-hmm.
They'd do like one of those things in a like bad superhero movie where their energies go
Collide
and then-
and back and forth. Yeah.
What do you mean bad superhero movies? They did in Shang-Chi.
I mean, yeah.
They
When did they do
gimmicky
that?
Thing. Yeah. What?
When did they do that?
With the rings.
Oh, I feel like that's like kind of an interesting twist on it though.
Yeah. Who do you think would win?
I would go with the Surfer.
Yeah.
I think the Surfer is fairly indestructible and his powers are more varied than just her.
Mm-hmm.
She has obviously the power she can bring up, but I think he can time travel. I think he could do basically anything
think
he wants.
The
Yeah.
only person, well, yeah, you're right. He can time travel. So, but the only person who's like hurt him is another Herald or like Galactus himself.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Or just like another, like an elder of the universe or
Yeah.
something like that.
I mean, he could do something where he can literally fly through solid objects without disturbing them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas I don't think Marvel can. I think she can fly
Yeah.
through it, but
Yeah. She would.
you know.
So the
Probably burn
Surfer
it
is
up.
a cosmic being, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I got one with that then.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Manhattan versus Silver Surfer.
Doctor
Oh,
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Manhattan.
Like he is the universe.
Yeah, he's the ultimate.
So nothing can beat him.
No,
No.
Damn.
I don't think there's.
He is literally like God.
Yeah.
Like he has access to everything.
Yeah, he can blink and take you out of existence.
Doesn't have to blink.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't even have to think about it necessarily.
yeah,
It just
He can
is.
like just destroy universes where like you weren't even born.
yeah. I think we brought this up, that scene with
Yeah, when he was like, you could have stopped it.
you could have
Yeah.
made the gun
But you
anything you wanted, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because he realizes that like it would exist somewhere anyways.
Huh.
So.
Yeah.
so yeah.
Huh.
He's the ultimate dude.
All right, I got two more.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Deadpool versus Deathstroke.
This is actually a great one because Deadpool just is Deathstroke.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not-
Yeah.
it's-
yeah.
They
Does
both have
Deathstroke
the
have
same.
healing powers?
Yeah, he can heal over time slowly.
Slowly?
I think slower than Deadpool.
Yeah.
I will say that, but he can
I don't
heal.
know too much about it.
They could probably do the same things to each other, but if Deadpool did it to Deathstroke, Deathstroke wouldn't recover.
Right,
Mhm.
or at least as fast.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Fast, yeah. Okay. All right, last one is Darth Vader versus Kang.
Darth Vader versus Kang. I guess I gotta go with Kang.
Yeah, I guess like King kind of does have like his own force. So
Also, I feel like something to do with like manipulating multiverses
Is a lot
yeah,
more powerful than
going to
Yeah.
be more powerful than like
Okay.
just
Just the Force.
Wizard Knight.
I think Vader would take him.
think Vader.
I think Vader would figure out that his chair is his power.
Chair is
and
the power.
True.
he can
And
use
destroy
the
the
Force
chair.
to destroy the
Just
chair.
crumble it.
He's also the best swordsman in the galaxy besides his son,
Yeah.
True.
technically. So
So there's a Pedro Pascal thing where like he won the SAG award, and like he was thanking his agent and someone else, but his agent's name is Franklin, and
Sue.
the other person was Sue.
Yeah, I saw
So I was
that.
just like, I
was
I
funny.
thought like he gave something away for a second.
Oh,
yeah. All right, so we're gonna hop into the Marvel Encyclopedia. Flip to a random page, pick a random character.
I'm actually gonna flip to page 120.
Yeah.
No. Oh wow, you're not gonna believe this. 120 to the dot.
nice.
I'm lying.
Gotta play that number tonight.
63.
Oh, fuck you.
Bushmaster. This,
I actually know who this is before you say it.
well, are you sure it's not Bushman that you're thinking of?
Is Bushmaster a Luke Cage villain?
This isn't Pornhub, is it?
Yeah, he's the Luke Cage.
Yeah.
villain.
First appearance, Captain America 310, October 1985. Real name, Chrissy McIver. Occupation, criminal. Base, mobile. Height, 18 foot 6 inches.
Wow.
From head to tail. Weight, unknown. Eyes, brown, hair black, shaved bald. Special powers and abilities. Hail enables him to travel and attack at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour and is a crushing weapon. Backs of hands have retractable poison fangs. Quincy McIver's limbs were amputated by a ship's propeller, and he was rebuilt as a cyborg with a snake-like tail by the Brand Corporation. Shortly after this transformation, Bushmaster accepted Sidewinder's invitation to join the Serpent Society. While battling MODOK, Bushmaster's mechanical arms were severed but later reattached, as well as his powerful tail. Bushmaster has a 6-inch fangs on the back of his hands that deliver a fast-acting snake venom. Viper, Jordan Dixon, rebranded the Serpent Society as a criminal business venture called Serpent Solutions, pitting them against Captain America, Sam Wilson.
Can I see what he looks like? Because this is not who I thought it was.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
he
it
just
was-
is a big snake man.
He's a big snake guy.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Bush something is the Luke Cage villain. And he's
He
almost
fought
like
him on the series.
yeah,
right?
Bushmaster is the Luke Cage guy.
yeah, and he's
Yeah.
almost like a voodoo type of
Yeah.
villain.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, I wonder if there's
Yeah,
multiple.
he used to drink that. Have to drink that serum,
Mm-hmm.
which would give him the strength.
So his name in the show is John McIver, so... Oh, they're brothers, though.
Good call.
What the fuck?
Oh, sure.
brothers?
They're brothers.
Yeah, Quincy and John.
Okay.
I knew they had the same last
One's
name.
a
MacGyver.
snake
Well, I
and
thought
the
it
other
was
is
like
a
a
voodoo
I don't
guy.
know.
He's a voodoo guy.
I don't know why it would only show Quincy, though.
They're the Bushmasters. All right, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to Cape Critiquers if you haven't already. Leave a like underneath this video, and next time we will be reviewing X-Men Origins Wolverine. And to Captain America, wherever you are, we're back in the fight.
Oh yeah.
Mr. President, thank you.
Bye!
Means the Wolverine.
Cuckoo got screwed.